We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids! All right!
Yum, 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 yum.
Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
Well, hello and good afternoon. Today it's just me in the studio and Matt in the control room. So
Hello, Anna.
Good afternoon, everybody.
We are whittling down the show. Pretty soon it's just going to be one of us in a room talking to ourselves.
Exactly. We're like crazy people. Am I seeing Zach waving?
Yeah, Zach's back there.
So, we have a fun-packed show, I must say. We're gonna kind of go along and figure it out because, you know, we're becoming so good at this that we're just kind of like leaving it into last minute and just go with it.
We're professionals.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've heard, but
testing the boundaries of what we can do, not knowing that much about it. So, without further ado, the things that happen in bathrooms. So
we have a lot of bathroom stories on this show.
We have series of things that happen in bathrooms. I think we should start a podcast and have people from the building come in and actually tell us what their most ridiculous story.
Just bathroom stories over and over again. I like the sound of that.
Right. And there's always amazing stories, I feel like. So this one happened with me. I must say that on the level from, let's say from 1 to 10, on how uncomfortable I felt, pretty much a 1. Not that a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, there's that thing where sometimes you go to the restroom and it's awkward. You have awkward encounters. You caught someone doing something. I don't know how to feel about that or something like this. This is pretty much a safe 1.
What is the women's restroom scene here in Lincoln Center? Because like I would say like the men's rooms are relatively tame. You know, it's not wheels off. There's not people making a mess or anything like that. Is it pretty cool in the women's restrooms usually?
I would say I have never witnessed anything that I thought it was questionable.
Okay.
Let's just say like that. Now I can't see the stream on my phone, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, I see. Yeah, so it's a black thing for me. Anyway,
oh, really?
Not that it
well,
matters.
it is working.
It's just my phone.
Okay, I promise it is working.
Awesome.
I think. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, it has to be working. I mean, I'm hosting the show. Anyway, so the bathroom is fairly kind of a safe space. I've never witnessed anything weird.
Yeah.
I tend to do these weird thing, man, where I get in there and I tend to compliment people on the bathroom, like, I don't know, like, oh, cute dress, oh my god.
Oh, you talk to, you engage with the...
I engage with people.
With the population.
Is this weird?
A little bit, a little bit. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I know for me, I'm sure other people treat it differently. I know for me, it's like, I'm in, I'm out. I'm not hanging around.
Spending more time there if you don't have to.
I'm not having a conversation. I'm not, you know, engaging in a long, interesting debate with someone about what they're wearing or what's going on today. I'm just, I don't say a word.
You treat it like it's in an elevator.
Exactly. Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Right. In and out.
This is not a public forum. This is a, I'm out of here as quickly as possible.
Okay. Well, I clearly don't. And I'll tell you why. I feel that sometimes, you know, the going through the daily grind and the office drama, and a lot of times when you go to the restroom, you just have these kind of like you just see it on people's faces. They're having an awful day,
Right.
and I just feel like I want to, you know, kind of lift that bad air. So I if I can say a compliment to someone, I will. And so the other day, I went to the restroom, as one does, in the 8 hour that your work day goes.
It happens.
And so I saw a note, and I saw a note on the counter as I was about to wash my hands. And we have a photo of that because I ran back to the office because I don't take my phone to the restroom. So I ran back to the office, grabbed my phone, and then both of you are looking at me like, this person is insane.
Right.
What now?
Yeah.
And,
Like, what is this?
right. And so I go back and I take a screenshot of this. Now, if you read it, it says, take it if you want it for Fitbit. And then I don't know what the other word says.
Alto? I don't know.
Auto?
I don't know. I don't have a Fitbit, so I'm not sure.
Oh.
I'm not sure. There's another picture. I don't know if that's a little closer up or something.
We're not savages that calculate our daily workouts, clearly. Not in this office.
No, no, not at all. But
right.
yeah, it says it's a note on a cable that says take it if you want it for a Fitbit, for some version of a Fitbit, and then it's just a cable wrapped up on the counter. It's
a cable, and so I thought this was very odd. I mean, first, we've seen people leaving laptops kind of on the generic area, like by the counter, or just like positioned against the wall, which is weird.
People put their stuff there. Germs. They set their stuff. Yeah, I don't get it. People will bring in coffee mugs and laptops and bags, and they'll just sit it on the counter, or they'll sit it on the ground. I'm like, what are you doing? You hold that with you. Yeah.
It's gross. I must say it's disgusting. And so I just look and I see this and I'm like, is this the only happy story of items found in bathrooms? Because normally you just think you go back because you forgot something there.
Yeah.
I've done that. I forgot my phone one time.
It's happened. Yeah,
it's happened. Like, it's happened with anyone, I guess. And so this is probably a happy story. I haven't seen the cable anymore there, so
someone took it.
Someone took it.
I've never heard of a bathroom giveaway. I've never heard of like the bathroom counter as a place to trade items. It makes, I guess it makes a certain amount of sense. People are coming and going all the time, so if you want it to get a little of attention, you can set it there. I don't know where else you would put it. I guess maybe in your office, or perhaps they tried that and no one in the office wanted it, so they opted for the bathroom route.
To the generic public.
Right, yeah. Even then, I might leave it on we have tables out there. We've got a cafeteria that you could leave it at. I mean, there's a number of other places you could put that than in the bathroom. And again, I don't know. Maybe I'm not really a germaphobe, but there is just certain things where I'm like, I'm not taking something that someone left in the bathroom. I don't even know how long it's been there.
I would love to hear it from the audience. What was the weirdest story that, someone went through? Because really, so the bathrooms are these weird vortex space. Depending on the time of the day you go, they're different spaces. Now, think about a club. A club at night in the bathroom, it's where all the magic happens, in the sense that you go there and you will hear it from the girls that you look powerful, girl. You look amazing. You should go. The biggest words of encouragement come from bathrooms in bars.
This never happens for men.
For folks, no. Yeah, for guys, I guess it doesn't.
This never happens, by the way.
There's these, I don't know, is this just a drunk girl thing, I guess? That
maybe.
When we're drunk, there's like no kind of like boundaries. You just say like, girl, you look dazzling, and if you don't, if you don't find a man tonight, I don't know when that will happen, because you look gorgeous and you can do it. Just all these things that happen.
I never knew that. It's just like, it's a place of effusive praise. Oh, yes. I was not aware of that.
You will feel so supported. You'll feel so loved when girls had too many glasses. and to my point is, then there's the second part, which is not as glamorous, which is girls, and this drives me insane, because girls will take their glass to the restroom and they will put it by the counter.
Oh, that's dangerous. I feel like that's not
someone
the play to make.
Someone can spike your drink.
Sure.
Someone can drink your drink, which is disgusting.
Is someone entering the studio right now?
Yeah. Zach
look
is.
at that.
Hello. Oh, someone really wants to take part in this
Bathroom discussion.
bathroom debate.
This is way too close to me. Okay. How's that? Is that kind of, sort of?
There we go.
Man, is it
You
hot
can
in
tilt it
here,
up
or is
a
it
little
just
bit.
Anna hosting the show?
Oh,
wow.
She's fire.
Color me impressed. I haven't heard any of it, but I've heard Matt
right.
talking while I was editing.
And you're like, I must
man,
join in.
It was good stuff. Yeah, thanks for having me. Gosh.
So
I
we're
appreciate
talking
it.
about Matt had no idea about this. So apparently, well, I've witnessed this.
Yeah.
Restrooms and bars at night are the most this is probably an inspirational talk space stage
Okay, wait,
for
what?
all girls. Like you get in as a girl, you go
Uh-huh.
to the restroom of a bar or a club
Like in an evening.
in an evening or at night.
Probably a weekend evening, being a
Right.
bar. Sure.
Or Cedar Springs anytime at any point. And you go to the restroom, and the females there, man, they are a support group. They're there for you.
I was saying that does not happen in a men's restroom. Like you're not going in there and it's like, bro, your shirt is
No.
dope, son.
You
Like, that
talk
does
to
not
another
happen.
dude in a bathroom at a bar in the
It's a
evening,
fight.
you're more likely to get punched
Yeah.
out. Yeah, like that's not a good move. That's a bad move. That's interesting. So women talk to each other?
Yes, and it's this kind of like circle of feminists that
There's
just rise up, and they're like, girl, you look dope today. I love your outfit.
Really?
That cat eye is on point.
See, this is why women are gonna this is why I already kind of think they secretly run the world, but like this is why they should, because dudes don't do that. Yeah.
No.
Like there's a whole bathroom subculture that we don't know about, that like lines aren't crossed. I didn't realize until not that long ago, many women's bathrooms have like a couch or like a sitting area kind of
Right.
in the front, and like a shelf for stuff, and like you can set your bag down. Like dudes' bathrooms have nothing like that. No,
Oh, it's
we
all
never.
efficiency.
I'm gonna break
Yes.
something
It
amazing
is so
to you.
efficiency. Yeah, go ahead.
biggest situation that I was like, is this real life or is this fantasy? In the UK, when you go to a bar or something that is a hybrid between a bar and a kind of a club, in these restrooms, there's one person there who is the kind of the guardian of the makeup or random items in the bathroom.
What?
Yeah.
This is like an employee?
Yeah. Like someone that is there the whole night telling you if you want any Kleenex,
Okay.
tissues.
Well, men's bathrooms kind of have that. but
nicer
very
places,
rarely.
nicer places have like an
this is
attendant there.
any
Yeah.
place.
Really?
In the UK.
In the
Yeah.
UK, this is anywhere.
Unless it's like a pub, then.
Yeah.
Then you're on your own.
Right, but like honestly, you have makeup, you have like hairspray, you have perfume, you have all the things, and there's this woman there telling you like you wanna. Oh, and you wash your hands, and she handles you towels.
Really? Yeah. Do you tip this person?
Yeah.
Of course.
That's when I'm like, literally, you see every girl doing this, just like
I
drying
get
your hands.
I get the shakes whenever I go in when I'm in a nice restaurant. I don't carry a whole lot of cash on me usually. So if I'm in a nice restaurant and I have to use the restroom, I'm like, I bet there's an attendant in here, and like there's gonna be some sort of expectation of me
I sweat it every time.
of tipping this person, and I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this commitment.
Yep. Oh man, you know who does this that really shouldn't, has an attendant? The Bomb Factory, like in Deep Ellum.
Oh.
They
Yeah,
do
nobody's
that.
ready for
There's
that.
a guy that hangs out there like Thursday through Sunday or something in the bathroom and like passes out stuff and has all these colognes and whatnot. And every time I'm just like, nope. No,
Yeah,
sorry.
thanks.
I'm familiar with how to dry my hands. I
Yeah.
appreciate the paper towel, but I'm gonna get out of here. Like I don't need to.
I don't want this interaction.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
an
don't,
additional
I don't want
service.
this
What are you
contract.
tacking on a fee? I want nothing to do with that.
So Megan checking in on the
Yes.
comments saying, I felt the most loved and supported in women's bathrooms. There's all sorts of advice given. It's amazing, and they're sharing
Really?
items
Stop.
back and forth. Yeah,
You're putting me on. This is a real thing.
that's what she says. I mean, I have to
Really?
choose to believe her.
I know Megan to be
choose
an
to
honest
believe her.
individual. Yeah. Yeah. Men's bathrooms are so much about efficiency, it's usually
Oh.
offensive. Like, you're lucky if there's any kind of divider between facilities, all right? Yeah, you're lucky if they have one of those. Usually they don't. I remember one time I walked into a bathroom at like a Quick and Go or something, and when I was road tripping to Michigan, or I think I was driving to Houston. I was in like Fairfield or some other small little town between here and there I can throw shade at. And there was a guy. I like whip open this bathroom in this gas station bathroom. And it's, door, men's room, whatever. Open it up, and there is a urinal and a commode, as it were, John. I'm not sure what exactly you'd call that. And there's some dude sitting there reading the paper, doing his thing, pants around the ankles, totally.
What?
And he looks at me like,
Animal.
"What's up?" It's like, okay, like just close the door, like it's fine. And then on his way out, he's like, "Sorry, man, I would have locked the door, but like I'm not shy." I was like, clearly.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Clearly. And like that is not like, don't get me wrong, that's not the norm per se among men's restrooms, but like
abnormal.
there are dudes that don't have a problem doing
Yeah.
that. They don't care. Like it's so much about efficiency and get in and get out and do your business and go on. It just doesn't matter. We don't get motivational speeches. I don't get Kleenex. I don't get any kind of like nice, warm, loving hug of a feeling. It's quite the opposite. In fact, usually I come out a changed person, but not for the better, for the worse. And that is men's bathrooms. And it's a shame because I genuinely believe that matters at the end of the day. Like getting good service at a grocery store or something. Like it changes your perception of your day. You come out of that bathroom feeling better about yourself, and like that does not happen for dudes. So for what it's worth,
let's be the change we want to see.
Yeah,
let's just
really.
go compliment people as they go in and out of the
it's
bathroom.
true.
You know what I want to see? I'm gonna kind of not test you, but ask you if you do this next time and tell me how they go. Just compliment a dude. Compliment a dude in
That's
the
tough.
bathroom. Come on.
It's tough.
I'm sure you can find anything.
Yeah,
on
excuse
a
me,
guy.
sir. Nice watch, right? That's
Oh wow, that almost sounds like
that's the classic.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for me to throw compliments on people in general. And I try to do it, but I feel like it always hear me out. I try to do it, but I feel like it always comes off like sarcastic, or people think I'm like joking or something. And I'm not usually. I think I just have a like poor delivery. You know, I'll see somebody be like, "Hey, nice shoes, man." And they're like, "Okay." I'm like, I don't know. Like
Sure.
That's a good one.
I think a lot of people like they don't. You know, you don't expect compliments from strangers, so socially, there's a little bit of an odd contract there. You know, you never really know how to take it. It kind of comes out of nowhere.
I'm sorry. My experience in the
So-
West since moving, literally every time I go to anything, one day we're walking on the street and this woman gets her head out of her car and screams, "Girl, I love your dress!"
Oh my god!
And then she drives off.
For keen listeners just tuning in, you can catch Anna scoreboarding us with all the sweet compliments she gets about her experience in the U.S.
So I don't know where you're coming from.
I'm glad. Anna, your hair is on point and you look great. And like and the whole world knows it. But for the rest of us schlubs, we don't get compliments like that. All right, we're not that fortunate. We don't
It's
have
a
people,
desert out there.
Yeah, if I have somebody leaning out a window to shout something at me in traffic, it's
I
certainly
assume
not
I'm
to
in
tell me
trouble.
how good my dress looks. Yeah,
I
it's
assume
usually the
I'm
opposite.
assuming something's about to happen to me.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm
get
saying.
scared. Lock my doors.
But that's what
Oh,
I'm saying. I mean, you want that moment. That's why I'm saying, like, what are you talking about? People not complimenting each other. Like, I have that every day. So that's why I'm like, you work on that delivery, Zach.
I try.
You work on it.
I really do. Like, and it's like I feel like I end up offending people more often than not. Like, not that long ago, I'm at the mall, right? And Christine and I are on the elevator because we couldn't find the escalator. I say not that long ago. This was like 2 years ago. And this was at like Parks Mall in Arlington, I think. And we're on the elevator with this dude. And he's got this real slick pair of kicks on. Like, he's one of those guys that, like...
Wait, what's kicks?
Shoes.
Oh, okay.
He's one of those guys that, like... He's got kind of a raggedy shirt, and like his jeans look like he got in a fight with a weed whacker and lost.
Sure.
But like this guy's shoes, man, are like on point. This is one of those guys, like clearly, who is willing to go like wait at the shoe store Saturday morning to get the new pair of kicks or whatever. These things don't have a scuff on them. They look brand new. They might as well have the tags on. And so we're riding the elevator with this dude, and I go, "Hey," he turns and looks. I'm like, "Nice kicks, man." And he's just like, he just looks back, keeps doing what he's doing. And I guess what I did is I identified the thing that seems to define his whole outfit.
Yeah.
And pointed directly at it. And I don't know if he thought I was a stranger and I was kidding or what, but it didn't go over great. Yeah, I did not get a whole lot of good feedback from that.
Yeah, I think it's all in the delivery. I guess I'll say this before we should probably take a break. But
yeah, maybe.
So I was walking into Hewlin Mall in Fort Worth, in South Fort Worth, and I had just got a Mavericks hat, which it was like a stylized Mavericks hat where it was brown and white, so it didn't have any of the Mavs colors. It was just brown and white.
I love hats like that. Yeah, subtle. Yeah.
And or tan and white, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I was wearing it in, and a guy walking out, African American gentleman walking out, looks at me and goes, "That's a fresh hat." And I was like, dude, thank you. I'm like, yes, thank you. My entire day was just like, gone to a 10. And the whole day I was like, yeah, this is a fresh hat. I agree. This is
Megan, did you hear that?
I bought
Fresh
it because
hat.
it's a
Yeah,
fresh
how
hat.
about that?
No, this was like way back. This was, I was with a buddy of mine.
Oh,
so
wow.
He was like, man, that's awesome. Like he was impressed that I got told it was a fresh hat.
It's
so,
cool
yeah,
when it
felt
happens.
Great.
Yeah, I'm just not that good at it.
No.
But I'll work on it, I guess.
But you're improving someone's day.
Well, if I had the kind of infrastructure in my life to be able to get compliments when I go into bathrooms, maybe I'd feel a little differently. I'm the victim here. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No.
Men's bathrooms and men are really
Let's change the world.
the victims
it's a horrible
of all of
place.
this. No, seriously, that rocks. Chicks rule the world. That's great.
Yeah.
Good for
All
them.
right, I guess
Good
it's
for you.
time to go to a break.
We'll
and
go to break, and I don't know what we're going to talk about
Something
next.
dope.
Yeah, something. Something. How about? I've got a story here.
have
How
we
about the
done to
worst serenade possible? We'll talk
do
about
it.
that coming back.
All right.
You have some theme music for us there, Anna?
Done.
Maybe. There it is.
There it is.
All right.
Hey.
What a cover, or what a set of covers. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah,
That
good
kid
stuff.
is talented.
It's a fire.
Yeah. You think it takes
Wow.
lessons or that's self-taught? What do you think?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, it's probably self-taught to a degree, right? I mean, I guess he's probably has some sort of music lessons. But I'm not sure.
I do that thing where I look at that video and I just look for little things I can criticize.
Right,
and critique.
like instead of
Dare
enjoying the
you.
fact
Like,
that
Devil's advocate.
You know, if my parents had a car with slick black leather back seats, maybe I'd be able to afford a cool ukulele and lessons for it. How about that?
ukuleles are not that expensive.
Not me.
Ukulele smells like
Well, you see that
$10.
one? That
Trendy
like
right
dark
now,
wood
apparently.
grain? That's how you know that's pricey. That's not no first stack number, all right? That's
Sure.
a fancy yucca something, but obviously that's nitpicking, and I wouldn't do that because that's a horrible
And
thing for
it's
a
a
horrible
kid.
person. You know, I saw in the Facebook comments between the break, and I know I'm not hosting the show, so excuse me, Anna. I'm kind of running away here. That Matt's hat was not fresh. I have it on good authority that it is certified fresh.
Yeah, it is certified fresh.
Yeah, for what it's worth.
Sorry that some people have the wrong opinion about things.
Haters.
Well,
Haters gotta know.
I guess we can maybe jump into Sarah, considering that we have her in the studio.
We'll put a pin in our story and welcome Sarah into the studio.
Hello, Sarah.
Hey.
Happy to be here.
So excited to hear the news.
Unfortunately, I don't have the best news.
Oh,
You always have the best news, Sarah Strackhouse. Don't sell yourself short. You're a peach. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, the first story. So Kavanaugh's accuser has been asked to provide a police report, according to Fox News, by President Trump. Kavanaugh, of course, has been going through a series of hearings for Supreme Court justice, and topping headlines is an accusation from a woman, Christine Blasey Ford, that he tried to sexually assault her more than 30 years ago. Hearings have been halted, and she's being given the chance to testify Monday, but it's unclear if she will yet. So the struggle right now, her attorney has said that she will appear for the hearings only if the terms are fair. And some of those terms include only members of the committee, no lawyers, can question her. Kavanaugh can't be in the room, and Kavanaugh has to be questioned first. So now we wait and see if those terms will be agreed to.
You know, Matt, you always find, like, just the goofiest images. What is that face? What's going on there?
I don't know. It felt
sad.
appropriate.
It looks like the face a guy would make if he went to the movies and like didn't like the price of the popcorn and stuff, but he's buying for his family, and so he's just like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, God, just roll over and pay it. Like,
That's a very particular idea.
I worked in the movies when I was in high school.
Okay.
I'm familiar with that face. Like, I know
from.
what that looks. That look of just disappointment and like confusion at the situation around you. Oh,
Wait,
gosh.
really? This candy is $8?
Yeah. What? $8 a box?
my goodness.
I guess I don't.
There's,
All right,
I
well,
have
now
nothing else to
everybody-
add
Yeah.
on this.
All right.
Still
Further
developing.
developments as events warrant.
All right, and I'm keeping these next couple short. 5 people, including 3 newborn babies, were stabbed overnight at a daycare in New York City. The victims were last listed in critical but stable condition, according to the Associated Press. Apparently, a woman who was found in the basement and had slashed her wrist is in custody, but no charges have been filed yet.
My goodness.
The motive is still under investigation. Apparently, one of the adults was one of the fathers of one of the children, and then someone else was someone who worked there, the 2 adults. But just a terrible story, and a lot of questions still going around. So.
Yeah, so they don't have any idea
what happened exactly,
precipitated
or
this.
why. Apparently, they found a butcher knife on the scene, but there's no real.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What is the story out of? Where does that come from?
Associated Press.
Really?
My
Yep.
gosh.
Yep. It was,
Man,
and it was
Associated Press
one
pulls no
page.
punches. My
I was
God.
going to say, but it was 1 page. This is it. I don't know if people can see.
Man.
1 page.
That happened in
That was
Queens,
all
right?
It had. Yeah, in Flushing, the Flushing section of Queens.
I'll tell you this: I am 100% with parents that are scared when they have babies in the hospital, right? Because you hear stories of babies being kidnapped, babies being swapped, babies being butchered. Oh my God, it's just horrible. Anyway.
All
All
right.
right, well, moving on.
Lightweight.
Right?
Yeah,
I
wow.
know. I told you guys, I'm sorry.
Coming in hot.
Sorry.
No. It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right, the death toll rises to 41, unfortunately, and floodwaters are surging in the Carolinas after Hurricane Florence ripped through. According to CNN, trillions of gallons of water have been dumped over those areas, and streets have turned into rivers. Thousands of evacuees are still in shelters, and storm recovery is estimated to cost $1.2 billion with a B.
Insane.
You know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like hurricane law, but in the case of this situation here, this photo you've got, when a boat lands in your yard like that, you've got a claim to keep it. Because like based on
Is that
damage and
what-
stuff, that's what I've heard anyway.
I think that's what the president suggested, that might be that person's boat now. I'm not sure if that's the
You
rules
got a nice
or not.
boat.
The president was visiting North Carolina and he saw a yacht had landed in somebody's yard and he made some kind of offhanded comment about like, I'm not really sure how these things work, but maybe
That's his yacht.
maybe you get a sweet boat out of it.
Maybe you got a nice boat out of it.
The
Well,
boat in
you
this
know.
photo
That'd be
is
one
only
positive.
half.
I would presume
So it might
that's
be the city's boat too. I don't know.
I would presume that's a claim towards like, well, hey, property damage. By the end of this whole thing, maybe that boat will be yours. Lawsuits and who knows
Maybe
what.
he's
But
trying to find the silver lining.
God, imagine if that's just how we rolled the dice. Hey, if your stuff gets picked up in a hurricane, lands up in somebody else's yard,
Right.
That's theirs. That's the fun of the hurricanes. The hurricane dice roll, man.
It's the way it go.
Society would run in a very much more exciting manner, I guess.
Interesting.
Spontaneity.
The first thing I had in my mind was the Sharknado.
Yeah.
And just thinking a shark landing on someone's yard. I was like, oh,
You'd keep that.
a new pet.
Yep.
Yeah,
John,
my
come
shark
over.
now.
During the Harvey hurricanes, people were saying they found alligators. Like remember
yeah,
that? All the
true.
alligators had come into like
Lord.
apartment complexes and stuff like that. Yeah, it was crazy.
I remember after Hurricane Ike, I think it was, in Houston. Yeah, we lost power for a long time, like 15 days or something. But we made it all through the night. We didn't leave. We should have, but the roads were a jam. And my sister and my mom and my dad and I, we all slept downstairs in the house because upstairs, windows, who knows what. We knew it was going to be bad. We all weathered the storm. We get through the whole thing. And like throughout our neighborhood, we got
Hunkered down.
giant trees coming down, coming through houses. Like it was nuts. And the next morning, we all wake up and we go out and look because we figured for sure. We were like, we're going to have a tree down or something. And it was totally fine. We didn't have a single window broken. Pine cones were all over. Pine needles for days.
Yeah.
Like, and our neighbors had stuff and like fences were blown over. But somehow like our little unit of like life had worked out totally fine. And so we're on the phone with my grandparents up in Michigan. They're, oh my God, how is everybody? Did everything work out? And we're like, yeah, you're not going to believe it. Everything was
awesome.
fine. Like we made it. And then right then, the biggest tree in our backyard like tips and goes right through our garage. It was awesome. Oh man! Somehow missed the
God,
cars
no one
though.
was in there.
I know it was after like the rain had stopped and everything, and then right there's a key, boom! Like it was perfect. Could not have been
That would've freaked
better
me out.
timing, and that's my hurricane story. So
I was stuck
Wow.
in Hurricane Sandy in New York. We ended up in an evacuated building. I was working.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, out on Coney Island. We ended up in an evacuated building with firefighters who their engine had been flooded. Our truck was flooded. So here I am with we had a case of waters. We had, my backpack had all this food in it, and I had the big camera on my shoulder, and ended up going 2 flights up this abandoned building with these firefighters. We were stuck there for about a day and a half.
wait, really?
A
Wow.
day
Yeah.
Wow, my story was so lame compared to
No,
that.
I mean it was. So we were out on like I said, on Coney Island, out on the boardwalk, and the boardwalk started crumbling. So we started, trying to go drive out, but the
Were you
water,
doing a live shot out from the?
I was a videographer at the time, so
Okay.
yeah, my reporter was doing a live shot.
Yeah.
Of course.
And yeah,
The
naturally.
videographer always gets sucked up into it.
Yep,
yeah.
yep. And we had a truck operator. So we all had each of our own different cars. Truck operator goes, "Come on, we're leaving now.
hitting
No
it.
live shot. This
Yep.
is it. We're done." So we pack everything up, and we go to start to drive out. Away from the ocean.
Yeah.
The water had come in so much that people were wading chest deep. So we were like, okay, so we can't go that way. The ocean is coming and breaking the boardwalk. Where do we go? So we just decided to drive on the boardwalk and kept driving for I don't know, probably 3 miles until we found a little bit higher ground. So it was only 2 feet of water. And then we ended up driving up onto someone's porch to get the truck out of water's harm, and then had to go up, like I said, to about a floor and a half basically up to stay out of water. And like I said, the fire engine had flooded. Apparently they told us the police department in the area had evacuated, and the Coast Guard was stuck off. They couldn't get to the coast.
What building were you in? What was it?
We don't know. It was an apartment complex, but it was abandoned because Coney Island was evacuated.
Right.
So in my head, I'm thinking, if the police, if the fireman, and the Coast Guard.
Oh, but news, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. If they're all kind of no, yeah, okay, you guys still go. I mean,
That's
we don't
what it's
care.
all about.
Yeah.
I mean,
The way it works.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for those live shots on the
And I-
coast of
yeah.
the hurricane coming and
Oh my
wind
gosh.
blowing and
Yeah.
for some reason there's something about the spectacle of it. I'm like, God, those poor reporters, they
Well, and
are
it's-
not paid enough to deal with
Right? Oh no, not at the
No,
time.
no.
And I was 22 at the time, and I was all excited. I had a lot of adrenaline. My mom goes, "What would you have done if you had to swim, or if you had to if the water kept coming in?" I was like, "I don't know. I would have grabbed the camera and hoisted it on my shoulder and tried swimming." My
Yeah.
mom was like, "You were worried about the camera?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can't get it wet." My mom was like, "That is not the time to worry about the
Right.
camera."
You're 22 and you're invincible and
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'd been fine.
I was
yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
I can go current.
Yeah,
I got
would've
one
worked.
arm. I got
Yeah.
one free arm.
I can make that
Wow.
happen.
Yeah.
So you were in there for a day and a half?
A day and a half.
You guys
We-
sleep? I mean,
We were doing. We tried to start doing live shots again overnight. But we couldn't
Why
get
not,
signal.
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But we couldn't get signal a lot of the time, so we were just kind of sitting there. I kind of conked out for a bit.
okay.
And then
play board games
Were you
or something?
hungry?
no, we had prepared for it, so we had snacks and we had a case of water, and we're hanging out with
Still.
other people there. Yeah.
You still Facebook friends with some of those firefighters?
No.
Really?
No.
You survived it. Okay. All right. The life of a reporter, right? Like just fast and loose.
Yeah,
I love it.
Go.
But yeah, and it was so funny. My reporter had it one of the street signs and still has it. She didn't. She was like, it's awesome.
Which one of you was like, when you're sitting there weathering all this, you go, let's try to get a live shot. Let's do work now. Like, which one of you?
Our truck operator was like, I bet I can get the satellite back up.
Great.
I mean, that's a great.
Like,
I mean, you're there
okay.
anyway. You might as well try, right?
Yeah, you
Like,
should at some point.
In the age of citizen journalism, you are actually reporters. Like, why not fire it up and see what you can do?
Yeah.
All right.
It was interesting.
Well, color
it
me
was fun.
impressed. What a story. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It's pretty cool.
Man.
Well, something a little less devastating, so that's good. A Colorado football mascot had a hard time at a game last weekend.
Oh, no.
As the mascot, Chip was his name, was shooting the t-shirt cannon, he accidentally shot himself in the place where the sun don't shine.
I do have video of this.
In the groin. Oh, yes. Can we play
Perfect.
it? Yes.
Oh, my God.
I missed it. Oh my god.
We're gonna have to see
Hold
it.
on,
Let's play it
let me
again.
play that one more time.
Oh, he had it backwards.
That's where the adrenaline of feeling the moment and going for it. Clearly, you should be more prepared.
That is vicious.
Down for the count for a bit, but he was able to stand sometime later.
I know it's just a t-shirt, but being that it is shot out of a cannon at probably upwards of what, 40 miles, 50 miles an hour?
I don't
Probably
know,
coming
but
out of
it's
this thing?
pretty.
Goes really
There's some
far.
heat on
You
those.
think it's a hospital visit? You think
Probably.
the field EMTs or whatever?
They
probably
did
sat
cart him
down?
off. They did cart him off.
Yeah.
I don't have the video of that, but they did pull him off on a stretcher.
Man, if I was the owner of that team, my first move when I saw that video would be to call up that guy, call up that mascot and be like, you're totally on for next year. Like, that was brilliant. That
You're
was
epic.
so great.
Our
Yeah,
numbers
like,
are up.
what more can you expect from a mascot to get people laughing and fired up than accidentally shooting yourself with a t-shirt cannon? Well done.
So good.
Oh, God. The collapse,
Does not
too.
get old, and he just like stays there, and everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah, you just. I guess you gotta overact it, so it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like. Ooh.
I would have been one of those people on the side that thought it was a bit. Be like, aha, very funny. Get up. Come on.
yeah." Then he gets carted off.
Well
That's
done.
That's painful.
That
Anyway,
rocks. The embarrassment.
That's
Sarah,
the stories, guys.
thank you so much for
Well,
sharing
thanks so much,
the
Sarah.
stories.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much for having me in. Happy
You're gonna
Friday.
have to tell us about more stories of being stranded in reporter
I
places.
have a
Right.
lot of pictures, and when you talked about that boat, it was so funny. We were trying to leave Coney Island. There
Yeah.
was a boat in our way on
Nice.
the road, so we all ended up having to
Just
drive
casually.
on sidewalks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We're gonna go on break, but we have an amazing story about a serenade going wrong.
Yes, that's it.
Pretty much.
We'll get back to it when we come
All
back.
right. Cue to the music.
Maybe.
Maybe.
There it is.
There it is.
Yo, what's up? We're NWA. And we got our own ruthless hotline. We got things online about Compton that you ain't never heard before. Yo, give us a call today for a new message.
Call 1-900-909-1000 and hear what NWA and their music is all about. $2 for the first minute and 45 cents each additional minute. Get your parents' permission. Call 1.
What makes people all over America break down and cry like this? Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call. 1-900-9099-CRY.
And all
Oh,
of
man.
this was before the internet.
Oh, God. Killer breaks. I don't know which one to jump on first. NWA.
I am getting goosebumps. Look at that.
First First, ask your parents' permission. Hilarious. Second, how many times do you think they sat in that room and organized like who's going to say what and had to retake that over and over?
Yeah.
For being hard, they're pretty soft.
I would really love to know what was on the NWA hotline. Because it was stuff about Compton you've never heard. Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to know what they were saying.
Somebody's got a recording of that out there
Maybe,
somewhere.
yeah.
It's probably worth a lot in the history of rap and roll. The 1-900 cry or whatever. First, brilliant marketing. Because I would love to know what makes people cry.
Yeah.
Second, love the footage of people crying. That's all good. And third, for a second, I thought it was a hotline that you call and you just hear people crying. In which case, that would be a Cards Against Humanity level bit. And that's a brilliant idea for some kind of viral marketing in the future. Like, call this number, and it's just people crying live. Like, oh my god.
I would really I'm super curious to know what was on that. Like, what were they hearing?
Yeah,
it worked. That marketing absolutely worked. I'm like, what is making them cry?
What? You got any theories? It would have to be something particularly emotional, right? Or something particularly.
I guess I kind of want to
probably not offensive. I wouldn't imagine.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No, it's going to be something that really tugs at the heartstrings.
It looked emotional. I kind of want to roll that. I have
inspirational stories.
Yeah, a story of a boy and his dog or something, and after 3 minutes of hearing it, it really gets you. I don't know.
But I mean, doesn't life?
What is this? Yeah, what's going on here?
I love the people in.
Really ham it up for the camera.
What makes people
Look at this guy.
This guy.
This guy.
Like this?
She's hardcore crying. Oh, that mullet.
John's
Lou Diamond Phillips.
What's going on here?
For the first minute,
Hold on, here it comes.
45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18,
John, come over. You got to get on this. Matt found this bit that's really good.
999 cry.
Just people crying.
Here, please.
Oh, don't need a.
Yeah, I hate to say you need to play it again.
999
check
cry.
it out. Just here.
All right, hold on. Let me give me a second to
cue this up.
Re-rack all this
Matt
stuff.
played the break. We got through and realized we got to talk about this. Hold on. This is too good.
Okay.
Whatever's happening
here we go.
All right.
What makes people all over America break down and cry like this? Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call. 1-900-9099-CRY.
What?
What could that be?
That's not even if you're having to cry, then call this number and
Right,
cry.
it's not a therapy hotline or anything.
No.
This is a straight up call, and we'll make you cry.
Yeah.
Like,
what could that have
isn't
been?
bad enough.
Oh man, that's something that's been lost to history, and it's a shame too, because that's a piece of media. Something that's great, whatever that is.
Somebody had to have recorded that and to have it on YouTube or some.
I mean, I would
Reddit
think,
account
right?
somewhere.
Somewhere that exists on the internet. I'm
Go
sure.
digging around a little bit more.
Somebody's got a
trying to find
tape
something.
in the back of their studio that's dusty in a
cry
box
hotline.
or something that's like the cry tape from 1-900-9099-CRY. Man.
I love the guy. I mean, a lot of them are. It's 90s stuff, but I love the dude in the business, clearly calling from his office.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the middle of the day, calling up the crying hotline? You're dressed up, you got your tie on, you're sitting in an office setting, you're in your cubicle, and you're calling the cry hotline. What?
Maybe he's about to go get chewed out by his boss. If I walk in crying,
it's a good play.
Who can be rude to me?
Yeah.
Yep.
If I walk in with tears.
Right.
You can be like, sit down. You're about to get chewed out.
You know, Lumberg's about to swing by and ask you to work Saturday again. You're like, I got this. Just get a good cry going. He comes over and you're on the phone, just bawling your eyes out. Like, oh my God, yeah, okay, no, man, you do you. It's go home early. Why don't you? That's a good play. There's something there.
Yeah.
But,
man, the cry line.
Why won't you just pick up the phone and just pretend it anyway? Why do you need a hotline, make me cry kind of thing?
Well, can you cry?
Jeez.
Can you cry on the spot? I can't. No, what I
Are we
would
gonna
have
sit
to
here
do.
and try?
What I would have to do is play one of those. I always get choked up now. I don't know why. In my older years, I cry a lot easier than I used to. But at those surprise dad's home or mom's home from war.
Aw.
Yeah, the kid sees the kid.
Those get Christine every time.
Oh man,
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't cry at that?
I get those with the dogs.
No, the dog.
They get home and the dog like they
yeah.
they haven't seen their owner in like a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
They flip out.
I thought you were
That makes
talking
me
about
crazy.
those like recovery videos of dogs where it's like we found this dog under a trailer in the
I can't
desert
watch-
or
I can't watch
something.
those.
And here's 6 months later, and they play 2 Facebook ads
Yeah,
somewhere.
no, I
like,
can't.
and so you got to sit
Yeah.
there and watch with Nestle ad with tears rolling down your eyes.
Yeah.
It's great.
I gotta be honest. I mean, the Dodo, it's a website. It's all about animals. Matt, you should know about this
Yes.
page.
Yeah, I'm
Rings a
very
bell.
familiar.
Yeah, it's just like really awesome videos of dogs that have been either in recovery. It also focuses a lot on dogs that have been kind of were born with deformities or kind of like went through a rough patch and now they're so happy and you're like, oh my god, I love this.
Yeah.
I like when they say dogs that have been through a rough patch. Like, for a while, they were hooked on opioids
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah.
They had a real drinking problem.
Owners, Josh.
They went
They
through a
go
rough
through
patch
a
for a while.
lot.
Had a bad breakup, but they're gonna come through it. I think. I feel like they're
Anyway,
gonna.
It'll all pan out.
that's the website that makes me cry. It's not I don't need to pick up the phone. I just open that page or it goes through my Instagram
Yeah.
feed and I'm like, oh, and Diego comes in home, my husband, and they're like, nothing happened.
My wife found this Instagram account, and I'm gonna mispronounce the actual like true title of what it was, but it's like hot widows, which I would think is the site I
Hold on.
shouldn't be at. But no, it's just like single sexy widows. I'm not sure what it is, but it's the thing for. It has to do with like attractive women who are current widows.
Yeah, nobody interrupt. Stop. Let him go.
Let
him talk.
Let
Let
the
the man
this.
speak.
Yeah. And it's all
Single
like,
widows in your area.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about like them telling the story of like their husband dying.
Oh God.
And she sat there for an uncomfortable amount of time, in my opinion, reading these stories and just being like, "This is so sad." I'm like, well, of course it's sad. And there are people that would like go on there and like she said that after he passed away, she had all this guilt, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then she found on his computer all this adult content. He had
Oh,
been hiring.
God.
He had been hiring like Craigslist people for other different things. But she forgave him, and she still like posts like this is his birthday. It goes into like a dark place. And she was sitting there. She's like, I kind of want to join this group. I'm like, you do realize, in the scenario of you joining this group, I am dead. Like this is how
That's what that was
She's like, yeah, I really want to get in on this thing.
Yeah. She's like, here, eat this. Like, no, I'm good. But yeah, it was just so weird. Just so weird. The things you can get lost on the internet.
There's an odd drive for that like emotional to climb that emotional mountain, I think, where sometimes people are just like, I kind of just want to feel sad for a minute, I guess. You take the low with the highs and that makes you feel better about your life. But
Well, I wonder if it's that, or if you feel sad, then you like go, other people are sad too.
Or
And that
then,
makes you feel better.
well, if your spouse is still alive, you go hug them and be like,
Yeah, that's what I
love you.
thought.
Right,
Like, hey,
yeah.
can I bring you a cold beer or rub your shoulders? No.
makes you appreciate it. She just wants to check your internet history.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Yeah.
That backfired.
But yeah, it's just so weird.
All right.
Well,
Do we want to? Oh, sorry, Anna, take it away.
I was just going to
Please.
say, Rachel just replied, I only wanted to join for the inspirational quote.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That's what they all say. Yeah.
Okay,
And the
Rachel.
inspiration.
Yeah, I'm checking everything I eat for the next 2
Right.
weeks.
Right.
Inspiring her that you're dead.
She'll get you
Yeah.
while you're sleeping.
All
Don't
right,
worry about
Matt,
it.
Yes.
These story we tease in the beginning of the show and
We keep
not
teasing
talked
it.
about.
Yes.
All right, so this comes to us from Mexico City. It was a member, the singer in a mariachi band. Mm-hmm. They were hired to play a gig for a guy and his girlfriend. So they said, hey, come to this address, play underneath this balcony. It'll be great. It'll be romantic. It'll be a whole thing.
Right out of Shakespeare.
Right, exactly. So they go, they start playing the gig. The guy's there on the balcony that had hired them. And then the woman comes out, and it turns out that the woman was the singer's wife. That he was unaware that he was going to play a romantic serenade for his own wife with another guy. And so, as you might imagine, they got into a fight.
Wow.
The man and the lover, I guess, got into a fight.
Uh-huh.
And apparently it was that guy. He didn't know that she was married, and it was apparently his intention to propose to her right after the serenade. So I can't imagine how that ended up any more horribly than it did.
Sure.
So yeah, there you go.
I want to say this. First off, how unprofessional. You were hired to do a job. You're hired to do a job. You finished the job.
Yeah.
After you're done singing, then yeah, dukes are out.
Right.
But I walk out there, you gotta lock it in.
Get to
And
this song.
also, like, really, you're gonna go swinging at the guy? He didn't know. He's an innocent bystander in this whole thing.
That's how it always is.
He didn't
though.
organize any of that.
You
If you're gonna
can't
go
punch her.
swinging at anybody,
You
it
can't-
definitely shouldn't be the woman. That much is true. Not her. That is great though. Is there any video of this?
No, I don't think there's any.
Of him
There's
just like,
anybody.
Of course I wish. If you're
Oh.
gonna pay a mariachi band to serenade your lover outside of her window, the least you can do is have somebody rolling an iPhone on it. Come on.
Sometimes this stuff is for you know.
Your
it doesn't have to be
imagination.
filmed. It's for
There's
personal.
video. It exists. It's just not on the internet, but it's out there.
I'm imagining this was not at like her house because I'd have been like, why? I have a gig at my own house. How's that possible? Yeah,
This feels weird.
No,
this
but-
is odd, but I'm going to
but-
do it anyway.
Well, but he was sent to probably the guy's house. Otherwise, he would have recognized
I would
the
assume.
address,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we would assume.
Oh man, this is such a bad,
She must have-
awful story.
And the timing must have been perfect. She must have rolled out onto the balcony before the guy started singing. Because if she heard him, you'd think she'd know. Oh God, like
That's my
that
husband.
doesn't sound right. That's alarm bells right there. That's no good.
Yeah, it doesn't say how long into the concert that she rolled out. Only that he had started, and he had started, and and he had stopped at some point. Diego in the comments saying, "I heard that story on 1999 Cry."
Well done, Diego.
It's not.
It's a good button on that conversation.
It's not every day you're going to get in a fist fight, but if you're and you're going to be the instigator, man, what a great opportunity to have a guitar right there.
Oh
right?
yeah, you got everything you need.
Man,
And
you
those
got a
mariachi guitars are huge.
those things are big.
and
Yeah.
they get louder.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you got
especially when
a
you're cracking them over somebody's skull.
you got a posse behind you. You got the whole.
Oh,
you got
man.
everything you need.
My
Yep.
goodness.
Come on,
Yeah.
boys. Let's do it.
Can
Get
you
'em.
imagine?
Yeah.
The guy in a while, he'll start kind of my favorite bit would be if he, in the heat of the moment, could start singing about the cheater she was for
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
to listen on the street.
Oh, well, that wouldn't have been quite as
Amazing.
satisfying.
Like a live diss
as
track.
punching a man in the skull, but you're right.
Like serenading,
That'd be a good, clever pivot.
going around town, just like screaming her name and singing.
Oh, I'm sure he's got a hot track about
My
it now,
gosh.
right? On the ones and twos.
I would like to think if I was that mariachi player,
yeah.
I would have the wherewithal,
Wherewithal.
the mental capacity.
The fortitude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
To be playing and just staring at her the entire time.
Yeah.
Doing my thing, and then you get done.
She knows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let her sweat.
Oh, sure.
Let her sweat.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you, he blew it way too quick. He'd play the whole song and then go, "What are you gonna say?"
Yeah.
He's proposing. This nice young man.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I mean, you would
Yeah.
be crying on your inside. That's only if
Oh,
you
on the
are
inside,
a
yeah. Sure.
monster and feel nothing.
we got a hot
At
link.
least.
Well, I guess we'll drop a hot link to these guys' Bandcamp in the comments.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe, yeah. Let's give them a little
SoundCloud link
support.
to follow.
Jeez.
Gosh.
All right, we have 7 minutes. Can we still go over another
I've got one.
story?
I've got
Who
one
can
more
pad
good
this
break.
out?
I've got one more good break to run if we want to. If we want to go to break.
All right, so queuing music and
I love that.
Nice.
It'll be there somewhere.
Nice.
The dance transition.
Did we get that? Do we have that on video? Perfect.
We do have it on. Come
Here
on.
it comes.
If
One
the
of these?
screen's dark, it's not going to play.
oh my
Oh,
god.
Put
there
up
it
for a
is.
second. Wait.
Look at that.
Got it? Nope.
Got to hit the button on top. Hit the button on top. Hit the little button.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Worst nightmare coming true.
There it
It's all
is.
There it
slow
is.
motion.
Yeah.
There it is.
Slow motion.
We'll be back.
low budget whatever. That's what comes to my head.
Whoa, low budget. They didn't make backdrops like that for video games back in the day. Okay, that was a production.
That was a custom made.
Things like that did not happen. I wonder, because I know how Nintendo is protective of their brands, and they should be. It's Mario, for God's sake. Everybody knows Mario. I wonder if that's like their Star Wars holiday special of commercials. Like they just hope nobody ever sees the Super Mario fruit snack wrap because my God, how embarrassing.
So I looked into this. And it was a thing that they would do when they would shop around the Nintendo World Championships. It was like a big event that they would throw, and invite people in, and they'd play games and set records and things like that. So they had this set up to where they'd play the fruit snacks music, and then kids would get to go and spend. I mean, these videos are long; they're like 3 or 4 minutes long, where it's just these kids dancing around on this set.
Your prodigy there,
right?
Making the moves.
So they would then I guess get sent home with a VHS tape of their Mario Fruit Snacks rap.
Just
as
awkward.
As featured in the 1993 film Fred Savage's The Wizard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest,
Nintendo World
actually.
Championship.
The introduction of the Power Glove.
Yeah. It's so bad.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's very bad.
It's
See,
in the early 90s, Anna, it was cool to call things bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, in a good way.
Yeah.
Though.
So bad you wanna, so bad that it's good.
It's like saying something's fat with a PH.
We are the home of telling everyone what is cool and what is not
It's
cool.
true.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I gotta make a side note. So my husband works for American Airlines, and every Halloween they go on. Like they go crazy, and the whole floor turns into a world of something. Now, 2 years ago, they did it kind of like the Nemo underwater. So everything, like, it was insane. You could walk around, and they do it for the kids. So that you go around the halls, and they make like tunnels. It's amazing. And they did something exactly like this last year because it was like Pac-Man in the 90s games, and it was exactly like this. Like there's video evidence. I don't know if Diego.
Please find it.
Please
find it.
iHeart used to do
insane.
something very similar to that on the sales floor. The sales floor for like a week would just not do anything but like build out little But 1 year, one group, because they had to roll off in like different groups. Like they had like teams. One team took it a hair too far.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Radio?
Yeah, they crossed some lines with content, and the whole thing just kind of got shut down.
Well,
So
that's
the last 2 years, it was very like, oh, we're gonna put out some candy bowls, and
Yeah.
you can like decorate your little desk.
Somebody always
Wow.
goes too far and ruins
Goes
it
too
for
far.
everybody.
All right, so quickly, I guess we can talk about the last subject, which is about oblication.
Oblications.
Obligations.
I'm sure you've all heard the term staycation. Right?
Yeah,
We know what
we
that
did hear.
means.
Sure.
So, oblication is yet another portmanteau of vacation and obligation, which means these are trips that people feel they are compelled to take. And a new survey from Moneyish, it looks like, a new survey from Moneyish finds that 1 in 3 Americans have taken at least one obligation, meaning a trip that they felt obligated to go on, and only 46% said that they liked those trips as much as the ones that they planned for themselves. So basically, they're saying people are taking trips that they're very unhappy to take.
I bet that's skewed because obligations happen every year. That's the holidays. That's
Right.
That's weddings,
or it depends
destination weddings, things like that. Yeah.
I suppose. But in my head, I'm thinking, who did you ask? Because, you know, maybe someone like the husband likes going on like holidays, days like to go to a golf course or something like this. And the wife's like, this is obligation. Maybe? Perhaps?
no.
Or the husband, no gender stereotypes here.
I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Anna. Wow.
You're part of the problem. One of the things that I think they're saying obligations, and like you're like obligated by like family. So like it's not like there's things that my wife and I do on vacation. Some are for her, some are for me. But we try to like check off each box as we go. But these are like, hey, you know, your cousin's getting married somewhere. And you have to go.
Right.
On my side of the family, if a cousin got married, it would be an obligation to go.
Right. At first, I assumed you were talking about like just work, because I know a lot of people struggle to take all of their vacation in a year. It's a real problem here in America.
Well, and a lot of companies are now forcing you to go.
Right.
They're saying, hey, you have to go.
Right, but they're not forcing you to like go out of town.
Nope.
So yeah, when it
Just
comes
can't
to
be
a staycation, I'm hard to feel that. It's difficult for me to feel that way. But also in the case of something like that sense of wanderlust, Anna, you're familiar. Yeah, where you're just like, I feel like I just got to get out and go. There's an obligation of self-fulfillment. So I don't know. I guess it depends on where the obligation comes from.
So this survey says that Americans are spending about $200 billion a year on trips that they feel obligated to take. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
If we were just more selfish as a country and just said, no, I'm not doing that.
So they said, here's some tips if you want to get out of things. They said there's some things that you just can't get out of, such as like your sister's destination wedding or your dad's 90th birthday if you want to go to that, or you have to travel for the lunch break for whatever reason.
Right.
But they said, if it's a yearly party that your family throws, or if your sister's on her 5th marriage or something like that, then maybe you could say no. They also say it's better not to say no right away, but to say, hey, I'll think about it, and then say no later. Don't wait until the last minute, but just turn down the invite. Like, don't immediately say no.
Or you could suggest to that wedding party that they live stream the wedding. We know a show that could do those services.
We
for
can
you.
help you.
You can call right here. Just kidding.
I actually know someone. Now I'm trying to remember whom, but someone that live streamed their wedding to her grandparents because her grandparents couldn't.
I was going to make fun of it, and then I stopped because you said for her grandparents, so that's fine.
Yep.
I'd be down to live stream a wedding to Facebook.
No.
Why not? Just have somebody set up a phone and a tripod and just set it across the aisle or whatever and just hit start.
Except for your friend.
Yeah.
How egotistical do you have to be to assume that the entire world is just pining to see your wedding?
Dude, we live in a country where we have a social media program that exists for people to live stream anything. All right, if you're going to live stream something, why not be a freaking wedding, a production?
The worst people would hop on the comments of that and just troll everybody.
Oh, and it'd be great.
The last thing that you want to do as your bride gets on the elevator to go up to the honeymoon suite. She's just checking her photos of all of her friends they took and tagged in, as everyone does now. And then they see the live stream, and then there's like some 13-year-old just troll who's just wailing away verbally on everybody.
That's the genius of it, Josh. It's almost a dare. It's, look at this big thing I made and we made together. If you're going to be a troll, now's the time. Like, step on up. Yeah, if you're going to take a swing at the big leagues, like, here it is. You know?
You can do it to the for the people that couldn't make it.
Right. I mean, for grandparents and extended families, I think they'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you gave me the option of going to, like, my brother-in-law's wedding or whatever, I guess my sister, whatever it is, a wedding versus getting the live stream from my own house, I'd rather do that.
I would, like, because I got a lot of family up in Michigan. I always miss their weddings. I always feel horrible. But if they had a live stream the ceremony, I'd watch it. Yeah, totally. I'd tune in. What, 10 minutes?
Right. If you can't make it, if you're not spending the money, might as well go.
Throw a big heart on it.
Yeah. All right. So
bunch of sad faces.
Matt actually found Diego sent over a photo of
I see it here. He came through, and I think this is going to work. Let me make sure that this will.
Oh yeah.
What company is this again?
There we go.
American Airlines.
Throw that on the bottom.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
So this is why we're paying those primo dollars for seats.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Dang.
Well done.
That is, wow.
You need a second time.
Yeah, I need to see what
that is no joke.
The Tetris room is great.
Actually, I think that's the one Diego was working on with the plates.
And this is like a contest?
No, this is just kind of different departments are tasked with different things, and obviously this is the design department as well, I think.
Yeah.
And they are kind of in charge of organizing this whole thing. Like this is like a whole month or something, or like 2 weeks of like solid work on this thing. It's insane. I've never been. But.
I can't see through all that shade. Yeah.
I've seen the video.
Anna's laser vision piercing through the internet at Diego.
Well, now because you have a job, it'll be hard to get over there.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
the whole thing.
Completely
Right.
understandable.
Where's the budget come for stuff like that? Yeah.
But I know they did a lot of like kind of used alternative materials like paper and boxes and stuff like that. So it's not like still craft still costs money.
That's pretty cool. I like it.
She's going with the green angle.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel, just real quick, I don't want to sidetrack anyone. How do y'all feel about the workplace costumes for Halloween.
I am coming dressed up.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I don't have a lot of chances to wear a Halloween costume, so I'll wear one.
I'm not a dress up guy. I don't like putting on costumes. Like I'm not into it. But I over the years, especially college, like I've come to find if you don't dress up on Halloween, honestly, usually it's worse than if you do, because people who do dress up
might as well wear something.
Give you so much hell about it. Like, oh my God, you didn't dress up. What are you spoil? Like, it's always a thing. So
I would just say yes.
I dress up.
Man, where do you? Yes,
Josh is
I'm
that guy.
Yeah, I'm
all
that
right.
guy.
Yeah,
I hate dressing up.
I don't like doing it.
I hate because again, I don't mind obviously being like a show pony. I don't mind like when Jeff goes on tours. I always get pulled in and dance for whatever client.
Dance puppet.
Yeah. I don't mind that.
Well, I turn my organ.
But there's just something about like a day where everyone has to like put on a show. And like who has the best costume and the wackiest costume and the funniest costume. And I hate the feeling of like I'm participating in this contest to see who's the coolest and who's the greatest.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't care enough, so I'll lose every time. So I'd rather just not do anything at all.
It's one day.
Yeah, just go, nope, I'm not doing anything.
You'd rather not participate than lose.
Well, I'd rather not participate than not want to compete and still lose.
Yeah. I'll be honest, we've been talking about it downstairs. Now you come downstairs less often, but we've been talking about I am gonna come dressed up as every day.
We'll be ready.
We'll be ready.
And by we, I mean the two of them. And I haven't been a part of those conversations at all.
Perhaps. But perhaps
you have.
Perhaps
it just happened.
Yeah, but I
don't know. Not intentionally.
Perhaps. No, nothing perhaps.
Anyway.
Either you were or you weren't.
Well, we're going to have to figure out what that's all about. I want to do a cool couple's costume with one of you. All right? We'll be the Blues Brothers. I'll be Dan Aykroyd and you can be John Belushi. It'll be great. Like, it'll be...
I have no idea.
That fits.
I'm not getting the references, so...
Oh, no. Okay. Well, we'll have to...
It's a good bit.
We'll have to educate you on the Blues
right.
Brothers.
Halloween can be a lot of fun, I think. That's...
No, especially, and I need to market this to Jeff in a way that it will attract customers because they'll be like, oh my God,
there's
what's
going to
going
be
on
so
there?
many hooligans in this building wearing outfits. We saw just the other day on a Thursday, some guy dressed as Princess Leia. Or not Princess Leia, what is it?
Cinderella.
Cinderella, there we go.
What? I missed that?
Yeah. So there's already people now. You know the whole Atmos energies in this building. They're always doing some. They're going to be everyone wearing costumes.
Yeah.
So we're going to either and then that's the thing is you either have to go big or don't go at all.
Or go home.
All right.
And we're not going to go big. So might as well just
speak for yourself.
One of us may not.
Matt and I will take.
We got it.
Now
we'll make
more.
arrangements.
I didn't know you guys had
bring
arrangements.
Zach.
I didn't have anything. Oh gosh.
We'll bring Zach along. Don't worry, Zach. We'll
pull
take
you
care
along.
of you. All right. I think that's all we have
that's it.
time for
you want to roll
tonight.
some outro music? You got something you want to get there?
All right.
There it is.
This is the outro music. So as you're listening to it, I've been Anna Xavier. With me in the studio has been Zach Lewis and Josh Hart. And in the control room, I'm giving you the sweet talk at the end. I don't know why.
Jesus.
Anna the host.
Right.
The NPR
thank you
talk.
for listening. And I guess, should we warn our followers that we are back only in a week?
Friday.
Oh,
Friday.
yeah.
We're taking a week off.
Matt sold us down the river.
Matt sold us
I did
down
nothing
the
of the
river.
sort. I was
How
running-
dare he?
It was Zach.
How dare that Matt sell us down that river?
Zach sold us down the river.
It's fine.
And he scheduled another show over our show.
I know our intro bumper's not that long, but
He cares so little about us.
Can I rally a brief, lukewarm round of applause for Anna the host? Well done.
Very well
Thank you,
done.
everybody.
Pulling it together.
Very well done.
Well,
Holding up the show.
Oh, hi, Andy. We see Andy. Andy's joining
Coming
in too
correct.
late. It's time to wrap up the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you.
So
for
yeah, we will
being
not
on
be
that
here on Monday.
No.
And I will
So
not
in a
be here
week.
on Friday, so
Well,
I'm
damn.
out for a while.
side. Wow.
right.
You guys have fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, Internet.
We're going to cry.
It's a fresh hat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, happy Friday, and thanks for being on that side.